as our previous Bansal sir has even given the basic idea about this, I am now starting. Basically, when we have to plan anything, suppose there is a flood is occurring or anything is happening, then there is a need of constructing something or how to mitigate the flood. Then how we do, we don't directly start any work. We have to prepare a DPR. Before doing anything, first thing is preparing of DPR. The DPR is the basic, this sir has told it is a horoscope. I say it is a mirror. The good is the mirror, your face or other thing will be look that crystal clear. The quality of picture will you show will depend upon the quality of mirror. This is the actually guideline for preparing of DPR in flood protection and management, but I have also covered water resource project also, so that you have a brief idea how other things can be done, like preparing preparing DPR for other water resource projects, suppose investigation and other thing, dam or other thing. Then what is the purpose of water resource project? Basic first question is why we prepare DPR? Yeah, what is the water resource project? Water resource projects are planned for various purposes like flood control, irrigation, hydro power generation, water supply, whether for drinking or industrial or navigation. And this project serves more than one purpose. Then we call it multi-purpose projects. Different stage of projects. At first, we have to conceptualize, then we plan and design, then after the execution, after we do monitoring and control the quality and other things. After that, project is complete. This is the picture of Tehri Dam, most successful projects in India in water resource sector. Question is, what is DPR? DPR क्या है? तो दो तरह की definitions हैं. There are two definitions. Google Dictionary. A detailed project report is very extensive and elaborative outline of a project, which includes essential information such as the resource and tasks to be carried out in order to make project turn into success. And in water resource sector, we are dealing. Then we follow the Freeman Institute of in water resource sector, Central Water Commission. It has defined the DPR. As per CWC definition, detailed project report is an important document for examining technical viability of the project and arriving a decision for making investment. Because we are using public money, so then we have to make our structure or anything economic, so that as Bansal sir was saying how much we have money, he has given example of buying car. So we have to use that money so that structure should be or whatever we are constructing, it should be economical and serve the purpose also. If we will do the cost cutting, then it may not serve the purpose. We will make very costly project that it will be not technically viable. That's why we have to make a balance. And why DPR is required? Just as I said, DPR is a mirror image. Mirror of which way? Mirror image of the project. The quality of image of the project depends on the quality of DPR. Means the quality of DPR controls the quality of project. That's why we should be very careful for preparing DPR. And how we measure the success of project, whether any project is successful or not. The first thing, the projects are completed on time or not. I came in Brahmaputra board, I am seeing lot of projects are drilling, they are running out of time or time overrun, and due to time overrun, also cost overrun is also. Then we have to see whether actual cost of project was within reasonable limit of escalation. Third, whether after completion of the project was able to deliver the project as desired. Intended benefit mila ya nahi mila. Whether we are planning to construct flood control. We create a dam. Maybe it has controlled the flood of downstream, but it may create flood situation in the upstream due to inundation and reservoir problem. And whether the project gestation period was within planned period. Any water resource project has a gestation period, it's very high, maybe around 10 years. Then we had to see whether the project gestation period was within planned or not. There are some pictures why we plan any water resource projects. Some areas are drought and some areas are flooded. And suppose we have made a swimming pool up, there is no water, then it is of no use, as many reservoir, many dam has been created, but there is no study has been done, so there is no water. And any water source is a flow of hope, because the project serves the people, whether water by supplying water or by controlling or mitigating the flood. The stages of DPR, different stages are there. First, need of project development, whether it is required or not. If required, then which type of project is required. The topography of the project area, whether if we want to construct a dam in, suppose, plain area, Majuli or some Guwahati, then what will happen? If the reservoir will inundate whole Guwahati, whole area. So it is not feasible. And we have to plan reservoir planning, hydrological studies also required, geological and geotechnical assessment is required, seismological studies is required, whether that area is seismological active or not, in which zone it is coming, and construction materials availability, whether the construction material are available or not. If available, then which is best suited, benefit assessment, and BC ratio, engineering of the project component. These are the environmental impact assessment, planning of project infrastructure, construction equipment planning, and cost estimation and financial evaluation. These are the stages. We have to evaluate any DPR in these parameters. And this is the Bible of preparing DPR, in Central Water Commission guideline. This is for every project. This is, and one more guideline is there. We will cover it later. This guideline is basically in 4 parts. First is for multi-purpose irrigation projects. These are the chapters. I have just taken screenshots from the guideline. This is the flood management. These chapters are there. And if we are preparing any DPR for the, especially state government, ERM means modernization of any irrigation project, then part 3 is there. And if there is, we are only planning for irrigation command area development, then part 4. It's a big volume, around 600 pages, and it's divided in different parts. And detailed project report, it's a process flow. At first, we have to identify the site, then we start survey and investigation. Yeah, I'm going a bit fast because we are already running 1 hour late. Then if it is fast, if you are any problem and understanding, then you can free to ask anytime. Then project planning is what is the project, what kind of project should be required, model study and design, economic evaluation, and conclusion. Then any DPR, it's generally it is in 5 volumes. Volume 0 is executive summary. Volume 1 project engineering. Volume 2 is cost related estimate. Volume 3 drawings, and volume 4 is appendix. It's a general for any water source project, but in the flood control it's a very small kind of DPR. Later we will discuss chapters of the DPR. Then chapter 1, it's introduction. Introduction should be brief. Project and project area, associated field activity, collection of knowledge and data, various aspects of the project like general information, climate, agriculture, industrial infrastructure, water resource, people impact, and sociology, etc. The information is obtained from the state gate report of the various state department or internal or any data. Then we start field investigation. It covers basically survey. We do lot of survey, topographical survey, river survey, command area survey. There is irrigation component, hydrological observations, foundation and construction material survey, property survey, and soil survey, and environmental studies. After comes hydrology, which has been already covered. Then we start geological investigation. It covers geological studies of the project like foundation, survey studies of various structure. Basically, we do drilling and drifting. For big projects, drilling is done by borehole is by diamond core drill. We cut the core of the rock and we test the rock, whether it's good quality of rock or not, whether load will be taken. And another thing is drifting. In drifting, we make a tunnel kind of thing, and geologists go inside and they conduct different tests, axle test, load test, and other tests, whether it will sustain or not. Yeah, grouting is also required. Then construction material, it covers the study of construction material to be used in the project. Associate field activity, identification of quarry nearby project area so that it should be economical. Otherwise, if we, in India, stone chips are very famous in Pakur, it's in Jharkhand. But if we plan to use it in Assam, it will be very uneconomical. So we have to look around the local sites and testing. CW, CSMRS is in Delhi, is expert agency in conducting tests. Irrigation planning, if it is related to irrigation, then we have to plan accordingly, cropping pattern or other things. And that comes design chapter. It covers design of various project aspects, just barrage, weir, canal, in case of flood protection, embankment, or anything we do, we have to make design. For design, we have to do the field survey reports and other hydrological studies required for designing. I will tell you later. Then construction methodology, which type of methodology we will use in project planning construction, and different bar charts has been drawn, use of CPM PUT method, so that project can be, how many times will be required in completing projects, that will be reflected in tendering. Because if it's not studied or it's not done in detail in DPR preparation, then it will be difficulty at the time of tendering, and there will be a lot of litigations and other things. Now, access and infrastructure. It covers like facilities, whether it is what we have to create, infrastructure is required or not, whether lots of projects, water source projects are in very difficult terrain. Then we have to construct a road also. Even I was in Mizoram for starting survey and investigation project, we had constructed a road for going that side. And environment, it's a very important and critical as of now, because lots of acts has been passed and we have to do EIA studies, environmental impact assessment studies we have to done. This chapter is must, and forest clearance is also required for any project. Then submergence means if any area is submerged, then we have to look up this issue also, because in Arunachal cost of projects are very high only due to submergence, because all lands belongs to people there. But in other area, forest belongs to government, so there is no compensation. But I have seen a lot of meeting. I was in the ministry when around 50% cost is land compensation. Then we have to plan accordingly. Then cost estimate. This is the very important chapter. And we do the costing, how much cost will come, and economic and financial evolution, means BC ratio, whether the project is technically viable or not. And operation and maintenance, what we generally see, government creates structure or any project, but maintenance is very poor, especially in flood management project. There is no scope of maintenance. That's why it should also be included in the DPR and other things, so that how it will be maintained, so that we construct a project or for a certain time period, but due to lack of maintenance, the desired results doesn't come. Now we are coming towards the main topic. I have covered broad how to prepare DPR for any project. Now this is the guideline of again Central Water Commission, guideline for preparation of flood management works. So, in this there are 12 chapters. It has been divided in 12 chapters. Following chapters will be there. First chapter should be forward. It should be by departmental head. Then silent features. Then executive summary. And then prioritization of schemes, hydrology, design of works, which already we have seen in the first. And then extract of cost, BC ratio, construction plan, index map, drawings, and annexure and certificates. Lot of certificates is required. First clearance certificates required. Other certificates are required. Suppose there is any meeting, important meeting, PSC meeting is there, then we have to append all this in chapter 12. First chapter in any flood control project should be forward. This forwarded duly signed by head of department and should be attached in the DPR. And it should be the different levels. This executive engineer's report, chief engineer's report, superintending engineer's report is also required. These are required in the forwarding. Forward may contain a brief summary about the master plan of the area, proposed feature along with scopes. I mean, what will be the scope of the project. Then second chapter should be silent features of the project. Means this should be come in second features. These are the just obtained from that guideline only. Name of the project, estimated cost and price, so that anyone can see if it is go to very higher official which has very less time, then he can do only these things. What is the main things are there? What is the BC ratio? What are the costs? Whether it's a TSC clearance or not? These are the main thing in that remain in silent features of the project. After that, executive summary. This is also very important because it is the gist of the DPR. Any DPR which is very voluminous, maybe around 200, 300 pages, but executive summary should be around 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 pages, so that one can read and got a deep insight. Not very deep, but a deep insight. It's between DPR and silent feature. Silent feature is the only one page, no kind of thing, and whole DPR is there, and this is the executive summary, which is very important. It should be different points of the, which should be in executive summary. Introduction. First should be introduction, why project is required, what is the necessity of the project. Then second, location of the project, where should be the location, its latitude, longitude, and description of the problem of the area along with the last 5 years satellite imagery of the flood effect. What is the problem? Then detail of earlier, whether any earlier executed work is there or not. If there are ongoing works and we are also planning something, then there will be overlap. Then we have to also list down whether any project has been executed or not, or any ongoing project is going on or not. Then whether master plan is mentioned in master plan or not. Then what is the non-structural measures is there, it should also be discussed, because in DPR we prepare for only structural. You know about structural measures and non-structural measures? No. There are two aspects of flood control. I will cover it in second or third session. Yeah, anything structure, for pan anything, yeah, which we construct for DPR is required. Yeah, a lot of things are there. Floodplain zoning, uh, flood forecasting, yeah, early warning system is there, and survey and investigation conducted in the formulation of the scheme. Various alternative means we have to not we choose one thing. We have to discuss various alternatives, whether what should be required, whether embankment is required, or only laying porcupine is sufficient, or only putting geobags is required, or only wire crates is sufficient. Okay. And scope of the project should be in brief: design features, basic of rates and cost estimate, how cost has been come, what is the means aspect of cost, benefit cost ratio, construction material and construction program, so socio-economic aspect, economical aspect, and recommendations. Means this is the complete DPR in gist. And chapter 4 should be prioritization of the scheme. A description of project area like important roads, railway lines, important vital installations, agriculture or industries. When anything is there, it should be mentioned. A long-term strategy as well as short-term plans. That should be conformity with the master plan. Then socio-economic impact of the and capacity building of the habitation. Status and brief of earlier executed work, this embankment, raised platform, drainage development work, anti-erosion measures, etc., along with their cost at current price level, maybe also be given. Annual maintenance cost of actual expenditure along with the annual allocation of budget for such works may also be given. The scheme should be prioritized on basis of its feature like impact on social life, benefits and production to the area per unit cost. Then hydrology of the project, we should discuss hydrology design, flood selection criteria, because it depends, everything depends on the hydrology. How much HFL is there? Earlier Bansal sir was telling flood frequency analysis. We do flood frequency analysis to set HFL, because we construct any project for either 25 flood return period or 50 years flood return period, or either 100 years, depending upon the requirement and needs. Which thing I have to say? If there is very important installation, suppose something very important, then we will construct 100 years flood frequency. Suppose something important is there, then parliament building has been made, then it is made for the 100 years, maybe 200 years. Ram Mandir has been made, it's also made for the very long period. Suppose a small thing has to be made, then we can make for the 5 years only. So we have to design flood frequency, we have to do flood frequency analysis. This should be discussed in the hydrology of the project. Then chapter 6 is the design of works, means whether what we are planning to work. If it is embankment, then we have to give the details of the embankment. What should be slope, riverside slope, what should be slope in the countryside. If there is a revetment, then what should be slope, then what should be the launching apron. It is calculated launching apron. How it should be calculated? It should be calculated by considering the escort depth. And if we are constructing the spurs, which kind of spurs is required, whether it is boulder spurs is required or whether it is porcupine spurs is sufficient. Then design of RCC program, lots of etc. Which what kind of project we are constructing, then we have to design accordingly. Then abstract of cost. This is the simple table that is only taken from guideline. There is first is work and works only works. This is how much cost will be involved. Primarily land acquisition, what is the works, how much required, plantation, miscellaneous, other things are there. And we also plan establishment, TNP, suspense, and indirect cost. Then we also subtract Means we do the abstract of cost. How much cost will come? Now, one chapter that is very important, the benefit cost ratio. Benefit cost ratio, you all know, it is the total annual damages by total cost. Means what cost comes to what benefit. And in any case, it should be more than one. Otherwise, the project will not get approved. Then construction planning. In general, what is the planning of construction? Construction planning, we have to put in DPR, invitation of tender, procurement of construction material, and storage of construction material at site, testing of material, and bar chart and phasing of the project. Everything has to plan in DPR only, so that then project will be get successful. And chapter 10 should be index map. It's clear index map consisting of following ArcGIS or AutoCAD format on basis of latest direct imaginary should be appended in DPR. Annual bank line for the past 2-3 years in different colors so that it will be visible. And nearby GND sites, it should be indicated in the index map. And nearby executed works, it should also be indicated in different colors. Suppose proposed work in red colors and executed work in green color, so that the decision maker should look into easily. Then drawings. Following drawings is must. L section of the river, cross section of the river at every 250 meter center to center, L section and cross section of the proposed work. Then satellite image, Google images of the river is at 5 km upstream and downstream of the project site. And chapter 12 should be annexure and certificate. All the annexure and certificate should be appended in the DPR, such as forest clearance or any minutes clearance, innovation certificate, and any data which we collect for cost benefit ratio from district administration, then it should be appended in the chapter 12. And these are some important points. All flood management projects should be planned, investigated, and formulated, keeping in the view of hydrological aspects such as flood frequency analysis. This is very important because we construct and we do design of the project. Cost depends on mainly on flood frequency. How many year we want to this structure works. 25, whether for 5 years, 25 years, 50 years, or 100 years. If we will take 100 years flood frequency, then the HFL will be very high. Then we have to create suppose we are constructing an embankment. Its height is coming for 50 years, 2.8 meter from the bank line. But if we will take 100 years, then it may come around 3.5 meters. Then cost will increase by many folds. Then embankment scheme may be prepared for 25 years flood frequency for agricultural land. If we have to save agricultural land or anything, small things, then we will take 25 years, and flood frequency of 100 years for the town. If we have to save a big town, then it should be 100 years. And anti-erosion work should be normally taken only for protection of town industrial area or thickly populated group villages or abadis. For agricultural land where the benefit cost ratio justified, means it should be more than one. And depending upon the cost of estimate, it is divided into 3 parts. Minor scheme means any scheme which is below the 12.5 crore, other than medium scheme, it is 12.5 crore to 25 crore, and any scheme which is more than 25. This has been as per FMBAP guideline. FMBAP guideline is there. FMBAP is the, you know about FMBAP? Flood management and border area program. Actually, 2 program has been merged for flood management and border area program. Earlier it was different 2 schemes were there. Now from 12th plan onward, it has been merged. Now central government is funding, because if we want to take any funding from the ministry or central government, then we have to plan our DPR accordingly. If state government wants to do by their own fund, then it's okay. But if we have to do the we want funding, then there are a lot of steps are there. We have to classify the schemes, whether it is minor scheme. If there is minor scheme, then state government has lots of delegation of power. Means investment clearance they can do by themselves. And if medium scheme is there by 12.5 crore to 25 crore, then CWC is investment clearance required from CWC or Ganga Flood Control Commission in Ganga Basin. Or if it is more than 25 crore, then investment clearance is required from there is a committee headed by Secretary, DOWR, RDNGR, Minister of Jal Shakti. It has to be like this. And for also technical TSC is also required. If there is project is less than 12.5 crore, then state TSC, means state government TSC is sufficient. If any project is between 12.5 to 25 crore, then it should be through in Brahmaputra Basin through Brahmaputra board, in Ganga Basin through GFCC, and rest of the India it should be through Central Water Commission. And if it is major scheme, then it should go through by this route, Central Water Commission, Brahmaputra board, Ganga Flood Control Commission, but it will be cleared by a committee of the Central TSC, which is headed by again Secretary DOWR. Then we have to plan our project accordingly. This is the one of the project I have worked in the Uttarakhand. Means it is the UK 15. Means it is nomenclature of the those who are involved in the state government. UK means Uttarakhand means 15. Uttarakhand गवर्नमेंट का ये 15वां प्रोजेक्ट था जो कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से एफएमबीए की साथ फंडिंग की गई थी. दिस प्रोजेक्ट इज द फॉर कंस्ट्रक्शन of studs and marginal bund at the bank of river Solani. This is the studs has been made. These are the picture of studs, and this is the embankment. What is the problem? Due to excessive heavy rainfall in the year 2013, flash flood was there. Agricultural land of village Keri, the name of village Gopur, Kishanpur and Choli was heavily damaged. Several area of the village water was blocked, and due to water there was also fear of waterborne disease. And then it's come to GFCC, the project come in later. Then we have appraised that project, and after that it has been included in FMBP. Then we have done monitoring, and after monitoring this project has been completed, not successfully served the purpose. The brief introduction of the project. Then the project has benefited around 6 villages with a total population of around 14,000 and 765 hectare agricultural land, and benefit cost ratio was 1.76. And project has divided in 3 sub schemes. One was river training work on Solani river, and for flood protection of the village Choli, Bhagwanpur block. Other was the river training works on Solani river for protection of the village Sikofpur, Keri and Bhagwanpur block, and river training work on Solani river, and flood protection and erosion works measure assisted in restoring valuable agricultural land and safe ground and property. These are the 2 pictures when there was heavy erosion, bank erosion, and after this is the construction of the project. It was under construction when I visited. This photograph was taken during that. Length maybe around not there. Around 7 or something, 7 kilometers or something like that. Okay, do you have any questions? Then feel free. Studs. A lot of satellite images are available freely. Lots of satellites in the USGS. Lots of which kind of satellite image you are required. Lots of freely available is there, and you can process those and freely available software QGIS also. Lots of in for rainfall, lots of data CIRF data is there, for other transportation, lots of data is there, satellite data, bank line survey, you can do USGS survey, lots of satellite imagery is available in public domain. You have to only register yourself on that site and you can download, and but you can't, you have to process this on ArcGIS only. Yeah, anything? क्या क्या बोल रहे हैं, थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए. हाँ हाँ, जो 25 करोड़ से ज्यादा की, नहीं अब मैं बता रहा हूँ, जैसे आपका कोई आप कहाँ से हो, जैसे कोई भी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का अपना प्रोजेक्ट है, मान लीजिए 25 करोड़ से ज्यादा है, तो जमा करेगी CWC में, फिर CWC उसको पहले अप्रेज करेगी, जाएगी विजिट करेगी, उसकी रिपोर्ट होगा, फिर CWC को क्लियर करेगी, देन आफ्टर इट विल गो टू सेंट्रल, CWC में ही जाएगी, तो पीए जाएगी, प्रोजेक्ट अप्रेजल, PAO बोलते हैं, प्रोजेक्ट अप्रेजल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, उसके चीफ इंजीनियर हेड होते हैं. यदि नॉर्थ की है तो PA नॉर्थ जाएगा, यदि ईस्ट का नॉर्थ ईस्ट का तो PA ईस्ट जाएगा. इस तरह का 4-5 डायरेक्टरेट है. साउथ का तो PA साउथ जाएगा, तो वहाँ पे फिर वो अप्रेज होगा, फिर वो देखेंगे कि सारा कुछ ठीक है, तो दे विल पुट अप फॉर द नेक्स्ट. PSC मीटिंग होती रहती है, 4-5 जमा हुआ, यदि कोई इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोजेक्ट है स्टेट से, सिंगल प्रोजेक्ट के लिए भी होता है, वो TSC होती है, उसमें लॉट ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट के लोग इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, इवन नीति आयोग के लोग होते हैं, एग्रीकल्चर मिनिस्ट्री की होती है, पावर मिनिस्ट्री की होती है, मैंने बहुत सारे इंटर डिपार्टमेंटल कमेटी है, और उसमें अपने सेक्रेटरी शेयर करते हैं मीटिंग को, फिर उस वो क्लियर होता है, फिर उसके बाद फिर देन दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप. DPR बनने के बाद, एक तो DPR करस्पॉन्डिंग आपको अपने जैसे 12.5 से कम है, तो ये स्टेट गवर्नमेंट खुद ही कर ले, यदि इसको फंडिंग चाहिए तो वो करके DPR सबमिट कर सकती है, तो फिर वो सीधा इन्वेस्टमेंट क्लियरेंस में चला जाएगा. यदि इन्वेस्टमेंट मिनिस्ट्री फंडिंग करेगी तो मिलेगा. फिर यदि 12 से 25 है तो उसको सारा चीज CWC या गंगा बेसिन में है, क्योंकि GFCC को गंगा बेसिन में मैंडेट है, GFCC के थ्रू जाएगी मिनिस्ट्री, फिर उसको फंडिंग मिलेगी. और यदि 25 से ज़्यादा है तो उसको TSC भी, सेंट्रल TSC लगेगी, फिर इन्वेस्टमेंट क्लियरेंस भी वहाँ से लगेगी. ओके, नहीं, बिलो 12.5 स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इज इम्पॉर्ट, बट इफ यू वांट फंडिंग फ्रॉम सेंटर, देन you have to go to direct after FMBP you can apply, but it should be go through the proper channel. Suppose it's in northeast, then it should be through Brahmaputra board or CWC. Yeah, if it's a flood control, then Brahmaputra board. If it's irrigation, then it should go through CWC. और किसी कुछ पूछना है? एक्चुअली हम सर ने बोला कि बहुत जल्दी जल्दी करना है, फिर बिकॉज वी आर रनिंग लेट, दैट्स व्हाई. गर्मी भी ज्यादा है. क्या नेक्स्ट स्टार्ट करें? हाँ, यहाँ रखा हुआ है, उसमें मैंने गाइडलाइन भी रख दी है आपको. सर एक खत्म कर दें बहुत जल्दी आपके इसमें. इसका आपको एक गाइडलाइन भी है, ठीक है, जो भी गाइडलाइन है वो भी यहाँ पे उस फोल्डर में रखा हुआ है, ठीक है, ये दिखा दे रहा हूँ आपको. ये है ना, दिस इज, ये हम अपना नाम चेंज कर दूंगा मैं. ये गाइडलाइन है जो मेन गाइडलाइन है, ये इसको आप रख लेना. ये गाइडलाइन मिलती नहीं है, बहुत मुश्किल से मैंने कहीं से, सर नेट पे नहीं है सर ये. नहीं, हमारे पास सर नेट पे नहीं है, आप डाउनलोड करना चाहेंगे वो आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन कराएगा, पैसा लेगा. हाँ, फिर उसी वेबसाइट में नहीं, उसका भी लिंक नहीं आता है सर, ऐसे सर्च करने पे नहीं आता. हाँ 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 हाँ, घाट को ऑब्वियस तो शेयर किया गया होगा, हर जगह बनी है, तो ये गाइडलाइन है, मेन गाइडलाइन है डीपीआर का, ठीक है, ये पूरा गाइडलाइन यहाँ पे है। और एक और जो मैंने डिस्कस किया था, ये जो गाइडलाइन है, ये दूसरी गाइडलाइन यहाँ पे है ना, पता नहीं क्यों है? हाँ, एक हैंडबुक भी है, हैंडबुक भी है, वो भी आप देख सकते हैं, मैंने कौन सा क्या करना है। फिर दूसरा शुरू करते हैं, केस स्टडी जो सेकेंड टॉपिक था उसको बाद में लेते हैं, पहले ये कर लेते हैं, ठीक है। तो इसको पहले होना चाहिए था, खैर जैसे शेड्यूल मिला था उसी करते हैं। इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ फ्लड प्रोटेक्शन एंड एंटीजन एंड रिवर ट्रेनिंग वर्क, इसका तो बहुत सारा चीज कवर हो गया है 2 लेक्चर में, सर ने किया, या फिर सुबह अभय सर थे एंड टास्कर सर, एवरीबॉडी हैज टोल्ड लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, एंड रंजित डेका जी, एवरीबॉडी हैज टोल्ड। देन इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ फ्लड प्रोटेक्शन, व्हाई वी डू फ्लड प्रोटेक्शन, what is flood, this is the taken old English word FLOD, flood, which means overflowing of the land by water. And dictionary definition, flood denotes a situation where a large amount of water covers an area that is usually dry. This is Cambridge Dictionary University Dictionary. And engineering definition, hydrologically flood is the runoff caused by a spell of rainfall or overflow from a river or water body. कोई भी नदी है, कोई भी वाटर बॉडी है, देयर इज मोर रेनफॉल सो दैट ये पानी जो उसके बैंक से बाहर आके फ्लो कर रहा है, दैट इज फ्लड। तो ये डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ फ्लड है, हमने किस तरह का फ्लड होता है। रिवराइन फ्लड, दैट इज कॉज्ड बाय रिवर। फ्लैश फ्लड, दिस इज nowadays due to climate change and other things, this is very prevalent, flash flood, which causes very erosion, especially in the hilly regions. In Uttarakhand, I have seen lot of flash flooded and lot of damages. In hilly region, there is no flood. Flood is only in plains. Assam, UP, Bihar, West Bengal is affected by the flood, but other hilly regions are affected by the bank erosion. Due to flash flood, everybody is washed out. Then there is urban flooding and coastal flood, tsunami. What is the riverine flood? Riverine flood is the flooding is caused by the river bank overflowing when the flow capacity of river exceeds locally, because due to heavy rainfall, the capacity of river is full, or either due to siltation in the river, or due to some throw garbage or choking of the river or drain. The rising water level generally originates from heavy snow melt or high intensity rainfall, creating soil saturation, and basically nowadays due to climate change, lot of issues has been happening. Earlier, that is rainfall is varying temporal and spatial. Means earlier rainfall was distributed in the whole monsoon season, but nowadays there is a spell of 5 days, very heavy rainfall. What happened in the Assam this year? It was very high flood in there, because in Nimati Ghat, Central Water Commission is observing the gauge. It was crossed the, I think 87 or 87 was the highest flood recorded in 87. It has crossed this year. New HFL has been created. This is due to only heavy rainfall in Arunachal. The riverine flood problem is prevalent in the Ganga and Brahmaputra basin only. And flash flood are the characterized by the very fast rise in and recession. Means it is the flash flood, means suppose बोलते हैं ना हम लोग बादल फूटा, cloud burst. There अचानक एक ही टाइम में, एक ही समय में इतना ज्यादा बारिश होता है कि heavy rainfall, then it devastates anything. That is we call flash flood. ये सब फ्लैश फ्लड का है, जो उत्तराखंड का जो बहुत 2013 का फ्लैश फ्लड था, ये क्लाउड ब्रस्ट हुआ था, एक्सट्रीमली हैवी लैंडस्लाइड हुआ, तो ये कुछ उसका पिक्चर है जो केदारनाथ का नहीं, ऊपर वाला बद्रीनाथ का, शिव जी का हरिद्वार का. And what is the difference between flash and riverine flood? Riverine flood, water level rises slowly, means after long rainfall. Suppose 4 दिन 5 दिन का rainfall हुआ तो पानी धीरे धीरे बढ़ रहा है. But in flash flood, suddenly इतना heavy बारिश होती है कि वो cloud burst या lake outburst होता है, तो that is flash flood. When a riverine flood happens, people usually have time to prepare and evacuate to a safer place. But the flash flood occurs rapidly, and hence people may not have time. Means इतना जल्दी होता है कि आपके पास कोई टाइम नहीं रहता. And riverine flood can bring positive effects such as replenishing of the topsoil, siltation, due to which lot of fertile land is also there. And there is now one more thing is there, urban flooding. Means we have recently seen lot of news, Chennai flood, and recently Guwahati flood, because Guwahati is in floodplain, all the water is coming from the Meghalaya, is blocked by the infrastructure created in the Guwahati, because all the water coming from the hills are going to Brahmaputra, but we have obstructed by creating a big city. That's why this now urban flood is very challenging, because it, drainage system doesn't work, because the level of the water, if there is heavy rain, then water level in the river is higher than the level of drains, then water can't go in the river and it keeps rising in the cities. Lots of cities in the recently Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Vadodara, Ahmedabad, Surat, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam and Vijayawada, these are recently urban flood was there. And coastal flood refers to sudden inundation, kind of tsunami. Climate change and global warming are likely to the regions. And impact of the climate change. Extreme weather events have increased, means frequency is also increased. It's coming earlier, these flash flood and other things were coming very, suppose for 5 years, 10 years, but nowadays its frequency has been increased and intensity has also increased, because average annual rainfall is the same. If we consider in Assam, average annual rainfall is same, but in the July there was heavy rainfall. That's why there was heavy loss of the property. These are the pictures of some places. And then flood management strategies. In India, average annual damage in flood due to flood is 0.004% of the national GDP, which is used annual average flood data, which has been taken from 1953 to 2019. Average area affected, it's around 2 to 3% of the area has been always affected, average area. And crop area affected, it's around 2 to 3% also. Cattle life loss, it's around 91,000. Human life, it's more than 1,674. And population affected, it's around 3 crore. Means around 2 to 3% is severely affected due to flood. Then these are the main flood prone areas. You can see Ganga basin and Brahmaputra basin and some areas in the coastal regions, Mahanadi and other areas. Means 1/3 of the disaster is due to flood. These are the transborder flood shared along the different nations. In India, we can observe in their near Nepal. Average number, annual number of disasters has almost doubled since 1980s due to climate change only. And flood management in India, basically we can divide it in two parts. One is structural measures, which I was earlier discussing. Other is non-structural measures. Structural measures are those by which we create some structure, we construct something. Suppose we have created dam or reservoirs, we made embankment to flood control. We may make anti-erosion works, yeah, channel drainage improvement or improvement in urban drainage infrastructure. But there are also other methods which are cost effective and very efficient, which are floodplain zoning, flood forecasting, flood proofing. Structural measures, same embankment, retaining wall, spurs, porcupines, dams, diversion of flood water, and watershed management. Flood control, erosion and river management training, the same thing is there, again repeated. Yeah. Embankment, levees or sluice. Embankment, we construct parallel to the flow of river. Embankment confines the flood and prevent spilling. Erosion along the embankment has been a serious problem and overcome constructing spurs. If there is any problem, then we also construct spurs in the embankment. And after constructing embankment, there is one more issue. Water logging issue is there. Lot of places where embankment has been constructed because there is slope. Water is flowing from higher slope to lower slope. But we have constructed one embankment. Then some water may not flow, rainwater. Then we have to also make a provision of sluices. We can make sluices so that water, when during high flood, water from a river can't enter in the countryside, but during the lean period when there is water stored in the countryside, should flow. For lots of things, the design are there, sluice. This is simple sluice design, or we put barrel which allow only water from one side only. From river side, water is not allowed. Then revetment or retaining wall. We also give revetment works in Mazuli. We are doing a lot of revetment works recently in phase 4. I will show you some pictures. We have done 27 kilometers revetment work, and which has served the purpose. And we also create retaining walls also. In Uttarakhand, lots of retaining wall has been created by FMBP schemes. Then gabion, you can see also this picture also, gabion picture is there, gabion or wire crate. Gabion are prevent halting of bank erosion for large river and small river streams. Main advantage is environment friendly because we use only riverbed material and it's very cost effective. It doesn't disturb the ecology of the river because we are using local available boulders and we put in the wire crates, and its cage also we close, and it's very effective in bank erosion. Then spurs or grahams, we make spurs for river training, for controlling the erosion. Spurs or grahams are structure constructed, transferred to the river flow and extended from bank to into river. These type of works are provided to keep away flow from the erosion prone bank. Spurs are generally three types. Attracting spurs, if we have to attract the flow towards the bank, or if we have to deflect, then one is their neutral type of. If we give it 90 degree to the flow of river, then it will be neutral. And porcupines, a lot of porcupines works is being used in Madhuli or in Brahmaputra. Notice porcupine is very prevalent. Porcupine structure is basically 6-member structures of maybe 3 meter or 2 meter, and we join 6 porcupine bars and make a porcupine. It's a kind of this structure is there, and it is a very effective in controlling bank erosion, and it induces sedimentation. by it doesn't disturb the river because it's a permeable spot kind of. Yes, yeah, definitely you can. You are from which department? Yeah, where are you posted? Okay, yeah, yeah, lot of works Brahmaputra board has done. Hmm. No, no, no. Just I am telling you. No, no, no. There is a major difference there. There is one embankment. It's along the bank of the Brahmaputra. It started from Tekliputa to it goes to down to Misamara. There is one embankment. After that embankment, there is a jurisdiction of Brahmaputra board. We are doing flood control and management in main Brahmaputra, but your department, water resource department, is doing in other rivers like Suhansri or there are small. क्या क्या नाम है अर्ना बताओ सम मजली में कौन कौन रिवर है खैर बैंगलोर ना मैंने मीन्स मेन ब्रह्मपुत्र वी आर डूइंग and your department is doing the other rivers Suhansri and other rivers. Yeah, yeah, from Tekliputa to Misamara we are doing, but from Tekliputa one channel is going towards that makes the Majuli Island. Tuni, yeah, that's Tuni River. It is done by your department, and you are also doing in Suhansri River. Basically, we are doing same kind of work because you are also doing a Perkupan. Then there is no as such there is no difference. नहीं नहीं मतलब हम लोग actually we are doing only under the some central sponsor scheme. We are using some technology also, but geobag Perkupan you are also using. I have came to know that the government is also using same techniques. We are using almost same techniques. Again, nothing extraordinary we are doing. But we are doing in the main Brahmaputra channel, which is very difficult and very bank erosion are very high. Some in some area recently I have visited Salamara, around 7-8 meter cut is there, vertical cut is there. It's difficult. Your sites are relatively easier. Recently, we have done 27 kilometers of embankment, not embankment, revetment work. It's only done by geobags. The government is using also geobags. But our project has been approved from Central Water Commission. Then after Donier Department of Northeastern Region has been funded. It was around 200 crores project was there. It has been completed before I joined, but it serves the purpose. Okay, then RC porcupines, we can dump porcupine as the or like layers, or we can use as a dampener, means slow down the speed. We just put the porcupine. If there is very high erosion in some area, then we just put porcupines there. Then it will stop the erosion. Or we have to inundate for long-term planning. Then we do the screen like this. With long length, we put in different layers. Five, 6 rows are there. Then we put 2-3 layers. Then resectioning and dredging of the river. If effective river training works, but nowadays it's very difficult due to environmental issues. Lot of forest clearance is required. Means it also disturbs flora and fauna of the river. So, but recently In Majuli also there was very low water in some areas in Kamalabari Ghat. Then the IWT has done this dredging. They have removed silt and make the way for the flowing of the boats. And diversion of flood waters. Actually, what we do, we divert some waters to the alternative channels, so that water is diverted from main stream to the other alternative channels, and it will serve the purpose. It will decrease the pressure in the main channel. The measure can be used to manage unusual flood around cities in case of flood spill channel, and it is also economically justifiable as a method channel improvement where navigation is involved. These are done in the European country basically. They done these things for the navigation also. Small boats, they run boats on these channels also. They serve the flood protection. Then storage reservoir means dam. It moderates the intensity and the timing of incoming flood. They store water during the periods of high discharge in the river and releases the after high flood is past. Means it stores water in the high flood season and mitigate the flood, and during lean season it release the water for irrigation, agriculture and other things. And watershed management is also there. The watershed management includes the developing and conserving vegetative and soil cover, and also undertake structural works like small check dams. I have visited recently in Nagaland. They have made a lot of watershed management has been done by building small check dams. And the watershed management, land treatment, and reforestation also. In Nagaland, I have seen they are planting lots of vegetation plants are there, coffee plant and other plants, and some area lemon plants also. Decrease the water velocity and arrest silting. And these are the same some pictures, canal drainage and embankment. And we also create detention basins. Means there is a detention basin is created so that extra water is stored in detention basin and it reduces and retards the flood. And these are the pictures of anti-erosion works. So erosion and spurs, boulder appearance are there. And porcupine, these are some pictures. Material used in flood protection and erosion works. First is the riverbed material. That's why wire crates are very good. Gabions are, because we use riverbed materials. It is mainly in the hilly regions, mountainous regions, sand soil, GI wire mesh, rivet materials, concrete blocks. We have recently put concrete blocks in the Kamalabari Ghat, because in Kamalabari Ghat, when boat anchors used to turn the geobags, then we put the RCC concrete blocks. It serves the purpose. Recently, the governor has also visited that site. He has appreciated the work. And RCC porcupines, geosynthetics and geotextile. Geomembrane, geogrid, geotextile, geonet. These are the latest technologies. Geomaterials, geotextile tubes and bags, vetiver grass for bank protection. You are telling we have done one pilot project in the Majuli also. I will show. We have put some bioengineering there. Yeah, we have done a very good job there. It's very cost effective also, but it is not in the main channel. It is some other channel. These are some pictures of the geotextile, GI wire mesh, geotextile geobags. This is the geotubes. This is very effective in the flood control. The geotubes are sometimes of the length around 50 meters also. And sand is filled in these geotubes and it is very effective. Recently in Majuli, there was a embankment bridge and it has to be closed by the state government. They have used geotextile tubes. These are the non-structural measures. Floodplain zoning. From the early morning, you have heard a lot about this floodplain zoning. This is the you. हिंदी पढ़नी आती है आपको, आप लोग को हिंदी? मैंने खतरे के, मैं पटना में पोस्टेड था उस समय का, ये मतलब खतरे के ऊपर गंगा, गलती किसकी? गंगा हमारे घर तक पहुंची है, हमने गंगा के क्षेत्र में अपना घर बना लिया. Basically, we have encroached the floodplain of the river. That's why all these issues come due to urbanization and development. We are encroaching the rivers. We are also encroaching the wildlife areas, and lot of human-animal conflicts are there. Then this is the floodplain zoning, it's regulation of the land use of floodplains, protecting right of the river. Basically, it's a very old floodplain zoning concept. Has Central Water Commission has circulated a model draft bill in 1978, but it's very unfortunate. Only 4 states have been implemented this floodplain zoning act. Actually, model bill CWC has been circulated at Manipur, Rajasthan, Jammu Kashmir, and Uttarakhand. And Uttarakhand is also done partially. They have only implemented this floodplain zoning act, because what is floodplain zoning? Means whole floodplain of the river has to be divided, and there should be the whole flood zone is divided, may be divided into 3 parts. That is prohibitive, means no activity is allowed. Only park and playgrounds can be allowed in those areas. Other is restrictive, means both sides of the, we can restrict only public institutions, government offices, universities, public libraries, and residential areas. And other is warning, means defense caution we can install, but in the industries, hospitals, electricity installations, water supply, telephone exchange, aerodromes, railway station. Means the whole floodplain zoning we have to demarcate, and state government has to pass that, because controlling and managing flood is the, as per constitution, it comes under the 7th schedule. It comes under the purview of the state government, state list. That's why floodplain zoning act has to be demarcated in the state government. This prohibitive zone means frequent flood is coming in those areas. Restrictive means those areas which 25 flood year flood frequency is coming, and warning zone means flood once in 100 years. These are the indicated by the Central Water Commission. We should do the floodplain zoning. Now, ministries also, if there is any scheme flood FMB, any scheme state government is applying for central funding, then ministry is enforcing, then first do floodplain zoning, then you come with demarcation of floodplain, then we will only allow our fund. Bill for floodplain zoning, what we have discussed. Yeah, this is the, I have already told, Central Water Commission has prepared a model bill. So far, only 4 states has been, Manipur in the same year, 1928, CWC has circulated a model bill, and Manipur is the first state to adopt. Then after Rajasthan in 1990, and Jammu Kashmir into erstwhile Jammu Kashmir, now it has been divided into 3 UTs in 2005, and Uttarakhand in 2012. But major states which are suffering from the flood, like Bihar, Uttarakhand, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, West Bengal, which is most flood affected areas, they have not passed the floodplain zoning act. Several cases are pending in the NJT for floodplain zoning. Lots of cases are going. NMCG is also advised Ganga Basin State for demarcation and delineation and notification of the floodplain. And because state are not doing, because if they will pass an act, suppose some area comes under the prohibitive or restrictive zone, then government, there will be another issue will come, they have to remove all this structure from those areas. That's why states are not very much interested in passing this floodplain zoning act. And then another is flood forecasting. What is flood forecast? Means we collect data, transmission and monitoring. Suppose one data is taken in lots of Central Water Commission is the premier agency doing flood forecasting. Suppose in Brahmaputra heavy flood is occurring in Arunachal, then there is gauge station. They have recorded some high flood rise in the gauge level. Then there is a graph has been drawn from that side. Suppose Pasighat, suppose there is a side, there is a heavy rainfall in the Arunachal. All water is come to Pasighat side and it is recorded. Then there is a one graph is there, lag time is there. How much time it will take from travel to that peak flow in Pasighat? How much time it will reach in Jorhat? How much time it will reach to Guwahati? Then accordingly, the Central Water Commission predicts the forecast. After 3 days, there will be high flood will come. Then warnings has been issued and advisory also issued. Then time has been saved and property. Lots of things has been done. Central Water Commission sends the flood forecasting data to the district administration and NDMA, SDMA, State Disaster Management Authority, District Disaster Management Authority. Then they can evacuate and they save the lives and property. This is the review, implement, the dissemination of data, disaster management project authorities, and response. Activation of SDMA, DDMA, NDRF or SDRF if there is high flood is doing. Nowadays, tsunamis also or cyclone has been predicted before. Lots of evacuation that SDRF or NDRF they do in the coastal region also. Flood forecasting and warning. This is the graph is there. It is showing how peak is passing from one place to another place. Then if we have lag time, then we can forecast. This is the time of travel. Suppose base station is one station is there. I told about the Pasighat. There and we can know how much time it will take from peak flood from Pasighat to reach in Guwahati. Then suppose it will take 72 hours. If there is a peak flood today, then we can forecast this peak flood will reach Guwahati on today is 25, 28. On 28th, the peak flood will reach, so that how much water will come, it can be calculated. These are a correlation graph of the flood forecast at one side, and these are the main flood forecasting. There is one danger level, warning level, HFL, and very high flood, which is 100-year return period, and flood plains. These are the some terms which is used in the flood forecasting. There is standard SOP is there for flood forecasting, warning level, danger level, and HFL. If it crosses the warning level, then it's above normal. If it crosses danger line, it's severe, and if it crosses the HFL, it's extreme flood. Another is flood proofing. Flood proofing measure adopted in India in the past consisted in the raising a few villages above the predetermined flood levels and connecting them to nearby roads at high flood. Means we made the area higher than the normal flood area. Under the program, several thousand villages were raised in the Uttar Pradesh in the 50s. In West Bengal and Assam also landfills were attempted in village to keep the house above the flood level. Means those who are from Assam, they know one concept in Majuli, Changhar. सर आप देखिएगा चांगर, तो पिलर पे बनाते हैं. हाँ नहीं पिलर पे सर, वो नीचे पानी बहने देते हैं। वो हमारा मजली का सिर्फ गेस्ट हाउस या पूरा बिल्डिंग बन रहा है अभी, वो भी चांगारी कंसेप्ट, क्योंकि वहाँ का मेजर ट्राइब मिसिंग वहाँ का है, और वो दे आर नहीं कंसेप्ट है कि लिविंग विद द फ्लड, ये सब मेजर पर भी आया है, फ्लड तो सदियों से आ रही है, तो एक कंसेप्ट है क्या फ्लड के साथ जीना है आपको। So they are living with the floods, they are creating the home like changar, means they allow to pass flood water. And also it's traditionally very important for them if they also construct a building, good building, if they have money then, but they keep one changar in their house. In West Bengal and some also landfills were attempted. During the 12th plan, government of Bihar also constructed with the central extent. Race platform also come there. A lot of Brahmaputra board has also created 4 or 5 race platform in Majuli. Race platform are basically it's a landfill above the HFL, so that in case of heavy flooding, people can be evacuated to that place. They can put at that place, or some school building or other areas also. Nowadays, schools are also been constructed so that it can be used for flood proofing. Challenges. Lots of challenges in flood management. First is structural approach. It's very unfortunate in India. Basically, engineers are only interested in creating structures. Means we are only taking structural measures of the managing flood. This is the harsh but reality. We are only interested in the constructing structures, and after construction of the structures, there is another issue started. Structure has not been maintained. Suppose there is, we have also in Majuli, Brahmaputra board has also constructed, I have told you 27 kilometers of revetment, but there is no proposal or no funding is there for maintenance. But because if we are creating any structure, then we have to maintain it. Otherwise, it will not serve the intended purpose. Another is short-term approach. Our approach is very short-term. We take flood protection as a firefighting work. If suppose there is flood comes, then there is a very hue and cry, then we put some immediate measures, and we don't plan for long-term measures. We only plan some short-term measures, approaches. And lack of policies. Suppose policies are very lacking. Suppose this floodplain zoning act has not been passed by the many states. Almost all the states not passed. Only 4 states has been passed. Lack of policies also there, and lack of flood forecasting network. Only Central Water Commission is doing flood forecasting network. It's also very limited. Only 500, around 400, 500 networks are there in whole India, and state government is not doing. And lack of public awareness. Public is also awareness is lacking. Then this is also one of the major challenges. And lack of advanced technology. We are just using old technologies. Just you are asking. This is also one of the challenges. How to use advanced technologies. How to handle. These are the challenges. Then what are the solutions? Way forward means we have to take approach of integrated flood management. Means we have to make mix of things integrated with the different department, means soil conversion, watershed management, and structural and as well as non-structural measures. I mean, we have to work on all the fronts so that it should be integrated. We should not work in tandem. Suppose we have what is happening in we have constructed lot of embankment or other thing, flood protection in the Majuli. What happened? There is erosion in the Nimati Ghat area, that is in Jorhat area. Same thing happened in the we have recently, when I was in Ganga Flood Control Commission Patna, the Nepal has been constructed some bank revetment, RCC bank revetment in their area, and there is one place, Dharchula, in Uttarakhand. It's in Pithoragarh district. River is the boundary. They have constructed some measures, and Due to that measures, river has been diverted in India and started eroding Indian part and started changing the international boundary. There was very hue and cry, and army pressure was there, and PMO also involved, and then we have to move in the monsoon season only. It was very difficult. Sir, 3 दिन लगा था हम लोग दिल्ली से वहाँ पहुँचने में. Then we have went there. Then we have suggested some measure, and some schemes have been come. And strict regulation of settlement and economic activity in the floodplains. Use of advanced technology like AI. Nowadays, AI is very prevalent. Satellite and remote sensing, GIS and other software. Short term, we should plan any flood protection activity in short terms, medium terms, and long term strategies. So what is the short term? Suppose we are doing revetment or putting for plants, it's a short term. But what are the long term strategies? And we have to disseminate that data and public awareness. We have to make public aware also, because flood affects mostly public. So public awareness is also very important. Yeah. Yes, it's good, but it will. No. For actually, what we do is we plan for the minimum cost, because fund is capacity. This has been done in the national highways. Now in NH, they have to maintain road for 5 years. There is defect liability period is 5 years, but in flood we are taking only 1 year. Yeah, that's good, very good. तो हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं. हाँ, वो तो है ही कि लाइबिलिटी आ रही है ना उनके ऊपर. तो नहीं, बट इफ यदि सब लोग करेंगे, इट्स वेरी गुड आइडिया. आई मस्ट अप्रिशिएट इट. हाँ, थोड़ा सा. यस. हाँ, जो मेंटेनेंस का इशू है वो बहुत हद तक सॉल्व हो जाएगा.
और स्टेट प्रोजेक्ट स्कीम्स में ऐसा होता है कि while we it's a DPR, we don't get funding for the preparation of DPR. Unlike this Brahmaputra board. Brahmaputra board में आपका I think DPR project बनाने में एक 1% 2% जो स्कीम प्रिपरेशन का एक कॉस्टिंग रहता है. इन स्टेट प्रोजेक्ट स्कीम्स पे we have to do through our own pockets, or means everything is clear to you. Contractors लोग
नहीं
पॉकेट से वो
नहीं इसे इसलिए तो आप स्टनिंग के बाद आप में भी यू विल बी एबल टू सर्टेन इज, मतलब सब चीज़ तो आप नहीं कर पाओगे, बट यू विल आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग दिस ट्रेनिंग यू विल डेफिनेटली विल बी बेटर इक्विप्ड टू प्रिपेयर ए DPR. आई मस्ट होप. हाँ नहीं, it's a very good idea. It's a good idea. Defect liability, because NH projects are only a success due to this. They have.
इसमें क्या होता है, concerning engineer plus the performer, that is contractor, दोनों का एक liability issue हो जाता है ना कि they have to perform well.
नहीं, actually basic issue क्या है ना, देखिए flood managing and control comes under the purview of state government. अभी क्या है कि पहले भी जब से रोड NHI का कंसेप्ट आया है, देन सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इन्वॉल्विंग, देन ये लार्ज लेवल पे हो रहा है ना, तो नए नए तरीके का आइडिया आता है. ऐसे क्या होता है कि स्टेट वाला अपना अलग करता है, वो अलग करता है, ये अलग कर रहा है, तो एक कॉमन नहीं आ पाता है. Okay, then this is the integrated flood management approach. Complete immunity is not possible and can partially be controlled. Impact can be minimized. Managing reduced losses. Some structural measures, many physical in nature, aim to preventing flood waters from reaching potential damages areas. Enhanced measures means it strive to keep people away from the flood waters. Means if we do the flood planning, then people will not live in the flood plains. Then if flood comes, then property and life will not lost. And use of knowledge, practice, and agreement to reduce the risk and impact through training, awareness, and capacity building. Means by doing integrated flood management approach, we can mitigate the impact of flood. Basic thing is that we can't control the flood, we can only mitigate the impact of flood. These are I was talking about. I will show in next slide. Construction materials, these are vertivers, because these are very cost effective and very effective in controlling the erosion. Thank you. और कोई क्वेश्चन किन्हीं को पूछना है? Any question?
फ्लड मैनेजिंग वर्क पेट्रोलॉजी चैप्टर फ्लड फ्रीक्वेंसी एनालिसिस के लिए अलग अलग एजेंसी कंसल्टेंट जो है अलग अलग मेथड्स की यूज कर रहे हैं.
नहीं, हाँ, अलग अलग. हाँ.
तो कौन से वाले मेथड्स ज्यादा जैसे गंबल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को यूज कर रहा है, कैलकुलेशन यूज कर रहा है, फिर कभी कोई और यूज कर रहा है, तो रिलायबिलिटी किस पे ज्यादा?
नहीं, तो आप दोनों मेथड देखो ना, मैंने किस पे आपको हो रहा है, कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल किस पे आ रहा है, और फिर
जनरली
गंबल्स ही करते हैं, जनरली गंबल्स करते हैं, लॉग पर्सन कम करते हैं.
अलग अलग कंसल्टेंट को तो गंबल्स भी नहीं यूज करते. जैसे अभी मेरे पास 2 डीपीआर आए हैं सर.
हाँ.
फिर पूरा अराउंड एक मनु रिवर पे वही
नहीं, जैसे डाटा तो होगा आपके पास, आप डाटा मांग के खुद आप कर लो दूसरे से, आप जैसे
वो खुद से ही करना होगा.
हाँ, उन्हें नहीं कंसल्टेंट वो तो आप नहीं कर पाओ, कुछ भी करके दे देगा. आप फिर वेट कर दो, जो वो पता चला HFL 102 मीटर था, HFL आ गया 105 मीटर, तो मैं मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा आपको कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व होगा ना. यू हैव टू डू योर सेल्फ, कि आपको डिफरेंट मेथड से भी, हम लोग GFCC में थे, जैसे गंबल से हम लोग लॉग पर्सन से भी उसको मतलब प्लॉट करके देख लेते थे. आजकल तो हैकरास प्लस पे बहुत सारा हाँ इजीली अवेलेबल है, और आप उसको फ्लड फ्रीक्वेंसी एनालिसिस कर खुद से करना पड़ता है.
खुद से करके उनको
हाँ, खुद से करके आप उसको टैली तो करोगे, ठीक है, उन्होंने लॉग पर्सन से किया, बट आप गंबल से करके देख लो भाई. अब हाँ, वेरिएशन काफ़ी है, तो फिर आप उसको दो, ऑब्जर्वेशन दो. हाँ
अब तो गाइडलाइन है ही नहीं.
हाँ, ऑब्जर्वेशन ही दे सकते हैं. सर ब्रेक ले लेते हैं.
ठीक है,
और पूछना क्या
ये स्टार्ट और बेदबर का थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस.
किसका?
स्टार्ट और बेदबर का डिफरेंस.
स्टार्ट्स और
बेदबर पे
हाँ, बोलते ये देखिए, स्टार्ट्स क्या होता है ना, वो छोटा स्ट्रक्चर होता है, मतलब जैसे एकदम रिवर बेड में करते हैं स्टड्स, मैंने वाटर में करते हैं, और स्पर्श जो है हम दूर में रखते हैं. समझ नहीं समझा? सब पिक्चर दिखाते हैं. स्टड्स क्या है कि स्टड्स बोलेंगे जो पानी के अंदर होगा. हाँ, सबमर्ज हो मतलब नहीं भी सबमर्ज हो, मतलब वाटर उसको हिट करे, सो दैट वो उसको डिफ्लेक्ट करे. हाँ हाँ
बेड बार और स्टार्ट.
हाँ हाँ
बेड बार और स्टार्ट.
बेड बार तो हमको लगता है सेम है, बेड बार उसी को बोलते
बेड
हैं.
बार और स्टार्ट सेम है.
हाँ सेम है. सर तो चाय नहीं रेडी है.
चाय ब्रेक कर लेते हैं. क्या करें?
पूछने किया कि चाय अवेलेबल है कि नहीं.
चाय पी सकते हैं.
हाँ सर,
10 मिनट्स उसके बाद स्टार्ट. ठीक है.